Hello friends, in this session we are going to discuss about the vapor pressure, cavitation and net positive suction head in details. Now let us see what is the vapor pressure. Before going to this topic, we understand something background about the vapor pressure. So the standard or normal temperature and pressure we call STP, okay, at the room condition. So the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius or 298.15 degree Kelvin, and at this room condition the pressure is 1 atmosphere or that is 101.325 kilopascal. That means if you are taking the water in a bubble, okay, so in the room, in a normal room condition, so it will boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, we know that the water can be converted to the ice and it can be converted to the vapor when you are adding heat. Okay, let us see water containing in the beaker. Okay, this is, you heat it, okay, add some heat to this water, so water bubble will evaporate in this atmosphere. So at this condition the pressure is, it is room temperature, that is your 101.325 kilopascal or nothing but your 1 bar, that is approximately your 0.98 atmosphere. As I told you, 1 atmosphere is 1.01325 bar. Now take the same water at Everest condition. In this condition the temperature is very low, okay, as compared to your sea level or at room temperature. So here this water will evaporate or into the atmosphere where at 71 degrees Celsius only. So it will evaporate at 71 degrees centigrade, means that is called your boiling point. Same thing, and at this condition the pressure is 34 kilopascal, means that 100 degrees Celsius the pressure is 1 bar and temperature is reduced, means the boiling point of the water is reduced from 100 to 71 degrees Celsius. That temperature is 71 degrees Celsius, and at this condition the pressure is only 34 kilopascal. Now same thing, if the water is evaporate at the 36 degrees Celsius, means the temperature still reduced. So in this condition the pressure is also reduced. Okay, same thing, if the water will evaporate, okay, water is evaporate in a container and at the temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, that is, but so that is boiling point at the 25 degrees Celsius. In this condition temperature still goes below, so it will simply say that, okay, based on your ideal gas condition the PV is called nRT. We can, from this also we can understand that pressure is directly proportional to your temperature, means the pressure is reduces, a temperature automatically reduces, or if for a very low temperature, the pressure is very low. Okay, and same condition we know that the pressure also reduce when the area also be reduced. With this background we can understand the vapor pressure. Same thing here, take a container and just add heat. So after certain heat supplying, the surface water, okay, the surface water will evaporate in the open space, and this box is closed. Picture, see here, this box is closed, okay, like this it is closed. So now this water will goes in this empty space, okay, and these bubbles form here. Okay, the bubbles will form here. After saturation, mean after accumulation of this water bubble at this closed container on top of this vessel, this water vapor will create back pressure. Okay, this water vapor create pressure back on your surface of this water, and at this condition in this empty space, what is the pressure, okay, of this vapor bubble, of your vapor bubble? So that pressure is called your vapor pressure. So that is the thing here I written here. When the vaporization takes place, the molecules escape from your free surface to liquid. So what is the meaning of evaporation? When you are supplying the heat, or without supplying heat, or when the temperature also. So one condition is when you supply the heat. Another condition, even though if you are reducing the temperature, okay, if you reduce the temperature, then at room temperature also it may evaporate. Okay, if you are not supplying heat, okay, this is the case. If you are room temperature, the boiling point of this water can reduce, okay, and at that condition the pressure is reduces. So this is the pressure lesser than your atmospheric pressure. In this condition also the vaporization also starts. Okay, starts. Don't confuse. So that is called your vaporization. That is convert of your liquid into vapor bubbles. These molecules get accumulated in this space of your empty space here. After that, this accumulated vapor exert pressure on the liquid surface. That is called your vapor pressure. So why will study? So what is the importance of this study in this pump means, suppose take this one closed pipe, okay, the water is flowing in this direction and this is the, so, and another case is the pipe is like this and reduced cross section area like this, okay, and water is flowing, liquid is flowing, and pressure of the liquid is reduces below the vapor pressure due to anything, okay, due to the maybe reduction in cross section area or anything. The pressure of this liquid, flowing liquid, is reduces, okay, pressure of this liquid will reduces below the vapor pressure, below the lesser than vapor pressure, then automatically the bubbles will form in the flowing liquid, okay, where it will reduce at the eye of impeller, because at the eye of impeller when water is flowing in the suction pipe, okay, to the eye of impeller, due to rotation of your eye of impeller, the vacuum pressure is created, and that is called your negative pressure. In this condition, the pressure is reduces below the vapor pressure, in this condition this bubble will and hit the casing, and this metal will damage. So this is the most dangerous phenomenon, so that metal will damage, impeller will damage. So to avoid this such type of damage, we need to consider this vapor pressure. Now let us understand what is the cavitation. The liquid pressure which was flowing in this pipe, the pressure of this liquid falls below the vapor pressure. So in this condition, this water bubbles will form and hit the impeller. This phenomenon is called your cavitation. So let us understand what is that. The fluid pressure at the minimum at eye of impeller. Okay, if this pressure at eye of impeller is below the vapor pressure, as I told you, at the eye of impeller, the pressure is below the vapor pressure. So in this condition, the bubbles are formed which are passes through the veins toward the discharge port. Okay, after that, what will happen? This impeller will rotate and throws the water to your discharge head. Okay, this is the discharge head. Okay, and at the discharge head, that is the pressure is higher. At in this condition, pressure is higher. If you see this graph, okay, you see this graph, the pressure is higher at the discharge end or discharge port. So in this condition, in this region, the bubbles vapor are transported in the higher pressure region. They can spontaneously collapse and damage this impeller or casing. So this process is called your cavitation. Okay, and this graph, okay, where this is the atmospheric pressure, okay, and at the eye of impeller. So this is the eye of impeller here, eye of impeller, or you can say this is the center of this impeller. This is the suction. This pressure is constant because that is atmospheric pressure here, and at the eye of impeller, the pressure is reduces. Nothing but pressure is lesser than your atmospheric pressure is less than your atmospheric pressure, okay, of the flowing liquid. Okay, that not below the vapor pressure. See here, that is not below the vapor pressure. So now the pump will run. There is no formation of your bubbles. Say another case, if the pressure, okay, pressure of the flowing liquid is falls below the vapor pressure, So in this condition, bubbles will form. So this process is called your cavitation, and these bubbles will form, collapse in the higher region. Okay, this is called your cavitation process. So what are the side effects of this cavitation, or when will happen? So that is called your net positive suction head available is lesser than your required. Okay, so this required always more and available is lesser. In this condition, cavitation will take place. That is the case one. Second thing is the pressure. Okay, not enough pressure at the suction of your pump. So here there is not enough pressure, so that water will not move, okay, in this impeller. So in this condition also the water bubbles will form. Next, to clogging the filters. Next, blocking of your suction side. Okay, blocking of your suction side also the causes. Poor design and pump running at high speed, okay, far right and on the pump curve, means high speed running, okay, too far. So how we can reduce or prevent the cavitation? So that is when pressure available should be more than required. So that is whatever the pressure available at suction should be more than impeller. That is a required. Flowing liquid is water. Then this absolute pressure head should be not below the 2.5 meter. In this condition, the water bubbles will not form. Other parameters such as your lower temperature, you can reduce the temperature of your boiling liquid and rise liquid level in suction means the close. If suppose this is your impeller, okay, a suction head, and this is the delivery head, okay, and suppose the water level is this, okay, and the head is different between this is suppose 6 meter. So you should reduce up to here, means nothing but your 4 meters, like that. Means you should reduce the suction height. That is the meaning of reduce the liquid level in the suction level, and reduce the motor RPM revolution, and use the induced impeller. Or another most important, that coating of the aluminum, bronze, stainless steel. So these are some precautions to avoid the cavitation. So now how you will estimate the cavitation? Okay, the cavitation causes the impeller and pump casing and housing wear and tear. This is the most important question. What is the effect of your cavitation? So as I told you, it will damage the pump impeller casing, okay, all this thing, and reduce the efficiency. So this is the most important question. What is the effect of this? So that noise, vibration also be, these are the major causes of your cavitation. Okay, now the Thomas scientist given the coefficient for this cavitation, that is called your cavitation coefficient or cavitation parameter. That is your sigma, that is the coefficient, equal to ratio of the net positive suction head by total head. Okay, this is the thing. So please go through this. So one time the gate question, in the gate they asked to they given the net positive suction head this value, and they given this total head, what is the cavitation coefficient, they are also asked. Okay, now this is the range. If the pump need to run successfully operation, you should maintain the cavitation coefficient more than the 0.3, and for the critical limit of cavitation or safe limit, suction limit should be more than the limit, should be 4.5 to 5 meter for the most of pumps. Okay, next to, if the net pass suction head is 0, liquid start boiling and cavitation starts. So this is the one of the simple question asked in the recently JRF. Okay, now another thing we discuss about the, that is net positive suction head available should be more than liquid. This is the most important. Every time in the JRF, SRF, GATE or the other competitive exam, they will ask for avoid the cavitation free pump. So what is the head should maintain? This is the available head, that is in meters, should be more at the suction inlet, and it should be lesser at the pump impeller. That is, so what is the energy here? See, required is the minimum suction pressure. So that is the call in terms of head, that must be required or exceeded for the pump. Where is the pump? Here what will there? The impeller is there. So that is means the what is the pressure head is required at the impeller, that is called your net positive suction head required to operate the pump correctly and minimizing the flushing and cavitation. See, this is the why you should maintain below here, to avoid the cavitation. That is mean nothing but that is your vapor bubble formation should avoid. That is the most important. Okay, this is given by your property of the pump. This is the property of the pump calculated by the manufacturer. Available net positive suction head available, that is the energy in the fluid at suction, at the suction or inlet of the pump. Where is the inlet? So where the water, here suppose this is the water level, so now this pump is submerged in this. So now what is the pressure at inlet of this pump? Pressure head. What is the pressure head? So that water can move from this suction to this much, mean up to impeller. This is called your net positive suction head available. Okay, at the inlet, not atmospheric pressure, not this up to here, at the inlet, that is called your net positive suction head. So this is the property of system, and this net positive suction head available only deals with the suction side of the impeller. This is the most important. Okay, so go through this image also, you can understand what is the exact difference. This same thing I have given here. Let us assume this is atmospheric pressure, entire line, the pressure curve, this is atmospheric pressure, eye of the impeller or inlet of the pump, the pressure will reduces. Okay, that reduces, and due to the impeller rotation the pressure will increases. So this curve, this graph is called your pressure profile curve. Okay, for the cavitation free operation, so the pressure of this liquid should not fall below the vapor pressure. Okay, now the difference between the pressure at inlet of the suction, this is inlet of the suction, here see, inlet of the suction to vapor pressure, this is called your net positive suction head available. But up to from this to below the vapor pressure, this total net positive suction head, this is the total net positive suction head, this is called your net positive suction head available. So same graph is here, and the black line denote that the pressure profile curve will fall below the vapor pressure. Suppose the pressure profile of liquid will fall below the vapor pressure. In this condition, what happens? The cavitation will take place because the pressure of this liquid falls below the vapor pressure, or pressure of your liquid is lower than your vapor pressure. In this condition, the temperature is drastically reduced and water starts automatically boiling and water bubbles will form. So this is the, so now here major question that expected, the difference between the head between your free cavitation and wind cavitation, that is the 3% drop in the total head developed by the pump when this cavitation will takes place. Okay, that is the major region, and I have given here what is the region A. So this is the zone where the fluid pressure enters into the impeller. B, that is a pressure above the vacuum pressure, and D is the pressure of the liquid below the vapor pressure. And start the next one is your E. This is the E, the zone where the higher bubbles will form and collapse and hit the impellers and damage the pump or impeller or casing. That is the zone here. A, B, C, D are the zones. Now how this cavitation will form, how you calculate, okay, how you calculate the net positive suction head. So now as I told you that in the impeller the liquid will flow, okay, and this liquid is at an atmospheric pressure. So now the pressure head, okay, pressure head in this liquid, okay, that is can be written, that is density, gravity, height, due to weight, okay, due to weight the pressure also acts, that is the head of the weight, that is the pressure by density, gravity. So can I write this? Now okay, pressure due to weight, pressure due to atmospheric pressure, and pressure head due to velocity. Okay, this is pressure due to velocity where the liquid is flowing in this direction, that is your kinetic energy of mv square. So this is flow against gravity, v square by 2g. Can I write like this? So this is called your velocity head. And pressure due to atmospheric air, pressure due to the atmosphere because it's exposed to the atmosphere. See here. So this is liquid, this is exposed to directly atmosphere or air. So this air also creates some pressure on this liquid. Okay, that is the condition. So that pressure also written. So sum of these three, and we should remove the cavitation pressure. Okay, the cavitation pressure, that is your pressure due to vapor, pressure due to the vapor, we should neglect or remove. So that is the sum of all these things. We call the net positive suction head available. That should be always more than the 0. Okay, that should be greater than the 0. Okay, the terms are given here. Okay, now another case, when the water case 1, when the source of water level is below the pump inlet, that means the water source is below and pump is above, impeller is above. So now the difference is, so in this condition how we calculate the net positive suction head? So that is net positive suction head is atmospheric head. Okay, how atmospheric head means this atmospheric head due to the weight, that is your pH by density gravity. We know the pressure equal to density gravity head. Okay, and what is the head here? Pressure, density, gravity. So that is simply okay. What is the pressure due to atmospheric pressure minus suction head? We should remove. Your water source is above and pump is below. In this condition, atmospheric pressure plus we should add the suction head because the water is above. So in this condition, water will create some head due to the in the impeller. So we should add here. Suction head should be removed. Okay, that is different between your net when the source is above and below. Please read carefully. Now next one we will go for the water hammer. It is very simple concept. Okay, it will occur when the water flowing through a long pipe. When this pipe goes sudden change in velocity due to force to stop or change in direction. What it means? This is the wall. Okay, this is the wall. When your water is flowing into continuously in this direction, suppose you suddenly close this wall. In this condition, the pressure velocity will increases. Okay, in this condition, or when you close suddenly, so this water will go back. Okay, some waves will form. So kinetic energy is increases. So in this condition, the sound will occur. Okay, sound will occur. So that phenomenon will call your water hammer. Okay, so that is the mean when the wall in a long pipe is suddenly closed, the momentum of flowing water will destroy, okay, or change. Suddenly it will stop. Okay, here suddenly will water will hit this wall and suddenly stop. Okay, velocity will maybe reduce here. Okay, and consequently the wave of high pressure will create here. Okay, high pressure will create. So these waves of high pressure will transmitted to along the pipe. So that will again see these waves will hit this water. Okay, it will transmit to this sides of your pipe with the kinetic energy. Okay, that velocity equal to the velocity of sound. In this condition, when it going to transmit, here the velocity of this fluid equal to the velocity of your sound. Velocity of the sound. In this condition, there may be creating noise. Okay, there is a create noise. This is called your knocking a water hammer. Right? We know that velocity is distance per time. Okay, so we know what is that here velocity, or we can know that time is your distance, that is a 2L by C here. Why it is 2L? Because water will come first initially. When you close, this waves should go backward to the water source or tank. So now it traveling L distance in forward, again L distance backward. So L this word, and total water is going 2L distance, totally 2L. So that is a 2 times of L, and this is your velocity of sound. Now if the T is more than the 2L by C, in this condition the wall, we can say that wall should be gradual. Otherwise, if T lesser than 2L by C, in this condition the wall should be closed suddenly. What is the cause of the water hammer? So these are the, okay, all of